The SmartScout sellers tool is tracking 2 million sellers on Amazon and just gives it all to you. You can see them. You can look at the big ones. You can look at the medium ones. You can look at the small ones. You can filter. There's so much you can do with this sellers tool, and has been one of the funnest things for us to work on. So I want to show you the different ideas inside of it and how you can really research your competition and understand and really find opportunities. So I've been a seller on Amazon for about a decade and been building a lot of tools. I've also worked for an agency where we were looking for sellers to work with, and I've also been a private label seller. So I've kind of done a little bit of everything. And that's why I think there's some unique use cases inside of here. And so let's just jump in. And I want to cover 3 different things that I know that once you see it and once you start doing it, you'll never think about selling on Amazon the same again. All right. So here we are inside of the sellers tool. And right now, as you can see, we got 2 million sellers. And starting with the top, we got Amazon, Pattern, Anchor, Utopia Deals. These guys are ginormous. They're doing about $1 billion a year. This is just 1 month. They're doing 80 million a month, and we have all sorts of information on them. Are they growing? Are they shrinking? Where are they based out of? Are these a U.S. seller? Are they based out of Hong Kong, China? All sorts of things. What percentage of what they do is FBA or Prime? And you're going to see a lot of the top sellers are always adopting a lot of Prime. And I really like this, the number of brands that they're selling. And look, I can filter through it. I could be like, hey, I only want to look at sellers that have 1 to 2 brands. What type of companies only have 1 to 2 brands? These are private label sellers. So basically, I just whittled down and got rid of all of the resellers and looking at the sellers that are selling really just 1 or 2 brands. And we have some Chinese sellers I could tell. We have Nutrafol, which is one of the largest brands in the world. So on Amazon, selling just only a handful of products. They're insane. We have Yeti. Looks like they sell direct. That's a brand. So all sorts of things. And by doing this, I'm finding the private label sellers if that's who I want to research. What about the opposite? What if I want to see the best resellers? Well, let's just do 5+ brands. So as you can see, these filters are very powerful. I can, jump in on the revenue. And so let's just do a minimum of, 100,000. And now we can see that there's 6,000 sellers that kind of fit the category, the criteria that I was put in. Now, let's jump in. What can I learn from them? So we're looking at Pattern. They're one of the largest resellers in the world. I could look at all of their offers. I could just look at all their brands. And it looks like they have 144 brands. And right here we see, well, how effective are they on covering that entire brand? So Pure Encapsulations, 96% share, 88% share of Mega Food. So, they're pretty good with their exclusives. This has been a big push for them. And pretty interesting. And then you can see what's the seller history. The seller history is actually just their feedback over time. And so, what's their seller feedback? Looks like they're a lot bigger than they were in, 2018. And in some ways, their feedback has stayed kind of static the last while. And let's look at their brands over history. If you have one of the higher plans of SmartScout, you can see what's their history over the last year with some key brands. So that's some of the things you can learn. Now, let's look at Spreetel, another reseller. I want to show off some of the offers. So again, we show some of the products that they have and what's their buy box percentage on these ASINs. This is something that lets you dive in and really get an idea of what's going on. here's a product. They only have 1.66% of the buy box of Rugged Ranch. So that's interesting. Usually they're in the 80s and 90s, but some products they don't. So resellers often use this SPY method to learn about the competition. And this is, in my opinion, the best tool for doing that, as it's kind of a breeze to just like move around. And one thing the last thing I wanted to show off is like we can filter around category, and that helps you find certain types of sellers. Let's do mattress. Okay. All right. And here's the mattress sellers, some big ones and some small ones. So I hope you found this useful. You can jump in and just know that like at your fingertips, you have the few million Amazon sellers just right here. And this works in the 10 marketplaces that we cover for Amazon. So I hope you enjoy it, and we're trying to make it better every day. And take care.